Hello friends, this is Hatim Rampurawala, and in this video we will quickly revise essay 600, that is using the work of another auditor. Okay, so this essay's applicability in a situation where the auditor that is the principal auditor reporting on the financial information of an entity uses the work of another auditor. So when the principal auditor uses the work of the another auditor, that is the component auditor, with respect to the financial information of one or more of the component, division, branch, subsidiary, joint venture included in the financial information of an entity. So if any of the components, that is a subsidiary, branch, joint venture, whose information, that is whose financial information will be included in the financial information of the entity, so in that case, the applicability of this essay comes, that is in a situation where the principal auditor, that is the auditor reporting on the financial information, when the principal auditor uses the work of the another auditor with respect to the financial information of one or more of the component included in the financial information of the entity. And second, to whom this standard is not applicable, to the joint auditors, that is it is covered in 299, essay 299, and the auditor's relationship with the preceded auditor. Okay, so it is not applicable to this two, joint auditor and the auditor's relationship with the preceded auditor. Now this essay has been divided into four parts, that is the principal auditor procedure, documentation, coordination, and the reporting. So we'll first see principal auditor procedure. First, principal auditor should consider the professional competency of the other auditor if the other auditor is not the member of the ICI. So first point is consider the professional competency. Second, visit the component and examine the books of accounts if essential. So what he should do, he should first assess the professional competency of the other auditor if not a member. If he is not a member of ICI, second, visit to the component and examine the books of accounts if essential. Then obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence that the work of the other auditor is appropriate for the principal auditor purpose, that is he should obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and to ensure that the work of the other auditor is adequate for the, so for relying on the work of the other auditor, principal auditor has to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Then discuss the audit procedure applied by the other auditor. Then what the principal auditor will do, will discuss the audit procedure which have been applied by the other auditor. Then review the written summary of the other auditor procedure. So other auditor will give a written summary of the audit procedure basically, and the findings through the questionnaires and the checklist. So what the principal auditor will do, review the written summary of the other auditors procedures, what is the other auditor procedure, and the findings of the other auditor through the questionnaires and checklist. Through them the principal auditor will review the procedure and findings. Then the principal auditor should consider the significant findings. For instance, if an other auditor has identified some of the findings which are significant, that are of significant importance, so that the principal auditor should also take that significant findings into consideration. That is sixth point, consider the significant findings of the other auditor. That is, first, discuss the audit findings with the other auditor and the management of the component. So after gaining an understanding from the other auditor regarding that significant findings, he should discuss the audit findings with the other auditor and the management of the component. Second point, perform supplementary test if necessary. Perform supplementary, that is additional test basically on that significant findings. So till now we had studied 6 points, that is, first, consider the professional competency. The second, visit the accounts and examine the books of accounts. Third, obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to ensure that the work of the other auditor is adequate for the principal auditor purpose. Then he should discuss the audit procedure which have been applied by the other auditor. Then review the written summary of the other auditors procedure and the findings through the questionnaires and the checklist. So that is basically, fifth point is based on this main point of review the written summary of the other auditor procedure and findings. Then consider the significant findings for that of the other auditor. So for that, discuss with the other auditor and the component management of the component, and perform the supplementary test. Now the seventh point, in case of an other auditor is not a professionally qualified auditor, for instance where the component is situated in foreign country. So if in case the what we can say, the component is situated in the foreign country, then procedure mentioned above assumed added importance. So the procedure mentioned above will be of the added importance. So we are done with this. Then we'll come to the documentation part. Documentation part is also simple, but if they are straightforward directly ask the question, then we need to basically little mug up the question, mug up the answer. So Now what this documentation says is component whose financial statement are audited by the other auditor and their significance to the documentation. Component, first point, component whose financial statement are audited by the other auditor and the significance to the financial information of the entity as a whole, so that needs to be documented. That is the component whose financial statement are audited by the other auditor and their significance, and that and the significance of that component being audited by the other auditor to the financial information of the entity as a whole. The name of the other auditor need to be documented. Then any of the conclusion reached that the individual component are not material. Okay, so any conclusion reached that the individual components are not material, that conclusion needs to be documented. Then the audit procedure performed, sorry procedure performed regarding the components, then conclusion reached, the manner of dealing with the modified. So what is the manner of dealing with the modified report of the other auditor while finalizing the principal auditor's report? Okay, so we'll again quickly go through the documentation. That is the component whose financial statement are audited by the other auditor and the significance to the and the significant and their significance to the financial information of an entity as a whole. Name of the other auditor. Then the any conclusion reached that the individual component are not material. Conclusion reached that the individual component are not material. Then the procedure performed regarding the component, conclusion reached, and the manner of dealing with the modified report of the other auditor while finalizing the principal auditor's report. Okay, now we'll see the coordination part. This coordination part is much simpler. That is there should be a sufficient liaising or coordination between the principal and the auditor and the other auditor. It is the, what we can say, the basic the core thing in this, that there should be a proper coordination between the sufficient coordination between the principal auditor and the other auditor. Then the principal auditor may require the other auditor to answer the detailed questionnaire. So in this there should be a proper coordination. Then sometimes the principal auditor may require the other auditor to answer some questionnaire, answer to the detailed questionnaire. The other auditor should coordinate. So on that basis, to answer, reply, or in any matter, the other auditor should coordinate with the principal auditor. Okay, so there are 4 points in with regards to the other auditor should coordinate with the principal auditor. There is the adhering to the timetable, then bringing to the attention of the principal auditor any significant findings, then complying with the relevant law statutory requirements, and respond to the detailed questionnaire. So any of the detailed questionnaire which principal auditor has asked, he have to coordinate and respond to the answer. Then adhering to the timetable, then complying with the statutory requirement, then bringing to the notice of the principal auditor any of the significant findings. So this can be an exam question, direct an exam question. So that direct an exam question, that what are the that the other auditor should coordinate to the principal auditor in which matters relating to. Okay, so this will be the answer. And the last concept is reporting. Reporting is much simpler. If that is, firstly will go as it has been given. That is, first, express a qualified or a disclaimer of opinion because of the scope of limitation. If a principal auditor faces the scope of limitation criteria, that is, not criteria, but if he faces the scope of limitation, scope limitation, basically this scope limitation can be because of these two reasons. That is, if the principal auditor concludes that the work of the principal auditor concludes that the work, that he cannot use the work of the other auditor, so he is not left with any choice, but his scope has been limited. That is, he cannot audit, he cannot rely on the work, and he is not getting an audited report of the component. And second is, principal auditor unable to perform the sufficient additional procedure regarding the financial information of the component audited by the other auditor. And the second is that the principal auditor is unable to perform an additional audit procedure for the regarding the component or regarding the financial information of the other auditor. So if these are the two limitations, then he will express the qualified or the disclaimer opinion. And the second point in reporting is the report should state clearly the division of the responsibility between the principal and the principal auditor and other auditor. If the whenever the principal auditor uses the work of the other auditor and based on that he concludes anything, then he should state the division of responsibility between the principal auditor and the other auditor. So with this we complete SS 600. Thank you for watching the video.